Definitely had a big breakdown the other day. There is like a part, and I don't see many people talking about it, but the midwife was like, you know, if baby comes in, great, like we're happy with that. And I was like, okay. Assalamu alaikum, hello everyone, hope you're well. So I thought I would just do a chit chat get ready with me because I don't think I've done many of these in this pregnancy, you know. So the last month has been very difficult. It's been like 33 days now since the massacre on Gaza has escalated, and really tough. It's been really tough mentally, and I feel guilty for saying that because I literally sat here in the comfort of our lovely homes with running water, food, electricity. How are we going to sit here and say it's tough for us? They're the ones that are living through this, but obviously it's not normal to be witnessing a literal genocide either. Week 33 has been the hardest, most emotional, draining, difficult week emotionally and mentally of my pregnancy so far, I would say. And overall I wasn't really sure what to expect when it came to hormones and mood swings and things. Like, obviously every single pregnancy is so different, every woman's so different, the way that her body and the hormones balance and everything is so different, so I really wasn't sure what to expect. But alhamdulillah, overall I've been good. I have been good. However, this last week it's just been a continued like witnessing of loss of human lives, then seeing how many people outside of your echo chamber are actually like lapping up the media lies has been like completely frustrating. Then seeing that like so many of us in the hundreds and thousands are coming out and marching and demanding for a ceasefire, and these leaders are so corrupt and so money hungry and power thirsty that they don't even see these lives as worth saving or worth stepping in for. And you guys, like a lot of you guys who are long time viewers will know that I have been trying to speak about boycotting things for a long time. That has become a very big part of social media now, which is a brilliant thing. At this point in time I definitely am finding it uncomfortable to get out of bed, even uncomfortable to get to sleep. I have for sure been suffering with pregnancy insomnia, but I know that's been made worse because of everything that's been going on. It's been tough. Like, my pelvic girdle pain was honestly so much better for a good few weeks there, but last night it flared up badly again. I can still feel it in my back now, so I'm going to take some painkillers after this. I've not really like had a chance to have much quality time with Wakar at all. I've just been so busy, so I'm looking forward to what week 34 is going to bring, inshallah. Like today we're going to go out for some lunch. When you sign up to these apps like What to Expect and Pregnancy Plus and things like that, you do get updates on the apps, which is great, and I was really relieved to wake up to an update which you have reached week 34. If you've been stressing about preterm labour, the vast majority of babies who are born between weeks 34 to 37 are absolutely fine after spending a short amount of time in the neonatal unit. Honestly guys, I've been terrified about going into preterm labour from about 25 weeks. I've been like, oh my gosh, what if this baby comes really early? Again, it comes down to like the first pregnancy thing. The anxiety that we've experienced in this first pregnancy has been insane, and I honestly feel like I only really started feeling calm enough to enjoy a lot of it towards the end of my second trimester and the beginning of the third trimester. It's just, there's so many things that can happen, there's so many variables that can happen, and even now we just still don't know as well. There's actually so many people that I've followed who have gone through the most like upsetting, traumatic things, and it's very hard to not think about that when you are going through pregnancy, because at the end of the day, if something's written for you, it's written for you, and that is your test from Allah. But obviously I've been making so much dua for this baby, for myself, for my marriage as well. Definitely had a big breakdown the other day just thinking about how much life's going to change, and I don't mean this at all in like a selfish way. The thing about pregnancy is that it is so long. Like, you think that 9 months doesn't sound like a long time, but it is almost a whole year, 3/4 of a year, and it's a very long time, and a lot is happening, a lot of changes are happening as well. In that time you have enough time to like process it and soak it up and get excited, but then there is like a part, and I don't see many people talking about it, but I did come across TikTok the other day, and she was like, in her last few weeks of pregnancy she was crying because of how her life is about to change forever, and I totally got it. That could sound really insensitive or ungrateful, and I promise you I mean it that way. I don't think she meant it that way, but there is this like huge shift that happens when your baby is born, and I'm saying this from a place of not even knowing the full like extent of it, because my baby's not born yet. My baby's still in here, alhamdulillah, still safe and sound, but there's just like, it's like your heart being outside your body. Like this little person, this little human, it's like part of your heart that's being outside your body, and you're just constantly going to be worried. I don't know, I guess false safety or security when she's like tucked away in here, because you know she's literally inside, she's protected in that sense. And then there's another part which is like, your life will, especially as a mum, especially in the first stage anyway, be revolving around the baby. You will be fully responsible for this baby, for this little life, and making sure that not only are they kept alive and well and healthy, but like that you're doing the best job you can do. And I definitely had a whoa moment of, what if I'm not good enough, what if I'm not good enough, what if I'm not good enough. And I have cried a lot this week. Guys, let me know, you guys who are parents, you guys who are mums, did you also experience some of these thoughts and feelings, or is it just me? At this stage, you're so close. And if baby comes from 37 weeks onwards, it's amazing. That's like technically when you're considered full term. The midwife was like, you know, if baby comes then great, like we're happy with that. And I was like, okay, because 34 weeks, so what that leave us with? 4, 5, 6, 7, that's like 3 weeks left. That is not a long time at all. Getting the nursery together, like we've built the dresser, we've built the rocking chair. I haven't actually brought a lot of the balls and things that, you know, that I feel like will be very helpful. Right now it's like the 8th or 9th of November, and Black Friday deals are starting already, and I just don't see the point, guys, in buying things full price when I know that they're going to be discounted for Black Friday. Even if it's like 20%, like it's going to go a long way. I'm trying to, it's sort of like the middle path of buying things that are going to be able to be reused, inshallah, because we would like to have more than one child if Allah Ta'ala blesses us with that, but also not like going over the top. As Wakari is definitely more of like the going over the top route. So you've seen this like pushchair, it's like electric and it's so expensive, guys, like a auto stopping mode and auto rocking mode and all this sort of thing. So basically we're going to be going to Mamas and Papas, inshallah, on Monday, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be a bit of a day trip for us because it's not close to us. Well, there are closer stores, which is annoying, but only a few of them do the one-to-one appointments, and they're starting their Black Friday event off from Monday, so I've booked us in for that. Hopefully that goes well. Obviously I'll be vlogging it. I think the main reason is because I think we're both really wanting to actually test out products. Like the big things, like if you're going to spend hundreds on an item, car seats and prams and things, you want to know how good they are. You want to like know how they feel. For me, like I want the pram to be a good height for myself. I'm like 5'7". I don't want to be crouched over. Based on like the area that we're living in as well, especially at the moment, baby number 1, I definitely I'm planning to do a lot of walks, inshallah, because it's a beautiful central area, got lovely views, and I know that that's going to help me. Already I've seen the benefits of taking time out to go for walks. We do need to make a move on with the hypnobirthing course. 25% of the way done. Definitely want to have done the whole course by 36 weeks. However, I know a big part of it is actually like postpartum and breastfeeding and things like that, which is not as much of a concern. I want to do it now so that I'm not super sleep deprived and trying to take in that information. Honestly, I'm actually feeling not terrified about the birth. I'm not feeling too scared. I'm feeling much more positive. If you'd asked me this literally a month ago, I would have said the exact opposite, because I genuinely spent the first 2 trimesters refusing to think about the birth and labour, because it's like, well, you know, it's gonna have to happen, inshallah, eventually. But to be honest, even me at that point, I was like, well, what if it doesn't? Like, what if something happens? What, like, you know, what if I'm just so nervous? I was like, what if I don't even get to that stage? I'm not even gonna like try and think about it and worry about it, because let's just focus on each week at a time. But then when I hit my 3rd trimester, a couple of weeks in, I was like, no, like now it's silly. Like, you already brought a hypnobirthing course. I brought a hypnobirthing course in March, guys, before I was expecting. The annoying thing is I only have till March 2024 to utilise it, so I definitely am going to be taking as many notes as I can, making sure that inshallah then for next time, if Allah blesses us again with another baby, I had the notes available already, which would be great. Like with my mum, when she had me, she was living with her parents and her siblings, and there were so many adults around, and I was the first baby after my mum was born, so after 21 years, so there's always like someone there. And I knew, and Wakari knew, we both knew, like, that by choosing to settle here, we were not going to have the same level of village at all. Not saying that there's not going to be people here, like I do have friends here, obviously I have like my sister-in-laws. That I knew that, and obviously like we went into this with that knowledge, but now I think we're getting closer and closer to it. It's just like, I'm more like doubting myself really. I'm like, am I going to be able to do it? But obviously inshallah, like I need to stop thinking like that and like say, yes, I will be able to do it, and it will be a learning curve and there will be stressful times. And for me, it's like the lack of sleep. I know what I'm like on 3 hours of sleep. It's not a good time. So I basically said to Bakar, as long as we can sort of figure out a sleeping situation where you're able to make sure that I'm able to get at least 5 hours of sleep a night, even if it's not in the first few weeks, but like once I've started expressing, inshallah, and like being able to like give bottles to Bakar to take over, as long as we're both getting at least 5 hours a night, I think we'll be fine. I will have support for the first couple of weeks, but then after that it's like really is just gonna be me, Bakar and the baby, inshallah, and that's scary. I also saw another reel or TikTok that was just like, you know, everyone said your bank balance is never going to be the same, your house is never going to be the same, your time's never going to be the same, like all these negative things basically, but they never said like how much love and purpose you're going to have in your life, like all of a sudden, and how you're never going to be able to imagine your life without this little person. And that's like kind of what I'm hanging on to, because yeah, like I don't know, I really don't want to come across as insensitive or ungrateful, because I know there's so many people who are like so desperate to have children, and I know what a massive blessing it is. Guys, I made so much dua during Ramadan. I made so much dua, yalla yalla yalla, please, like if you think I'm good enough, please allow me to have a smooth, safe, like healthy pregnancy. And I cannot express like how much kindness like our Rob has, because that dua was so answered, honestly. Even when I started getting my PGP pains, like around 27 weeks, I think, I was like, oh my gosh, no, like the first 2 trimesters have really not been that bad, and if I've got all this pain for like the last 3 months, it's gonna be so bad. But then alhamdulillah, like the physio and the exercises, and probably the baby just in the wrong position at that point, and like I'm moving to a right position, it was fine, it was all good. So cannot thank Allah enough at all. And especially like when you're seeing these atrocities that are happening over in Gaza, and like the number of pregnant women who've lost their babies, the number of babies who've lost their mothers, it's just like, it makes everything so much more appreciative. Like it makes you just so much more appreciative for like everything. And even when I am getting a bit of backache, or I am struggling to sleep, or I'm going through my insomnia, I'm like, it could be 1,000 times worse. And for so many women just a couple of thousand miles away, it is. So that's really helped to like keep things in perspective. I definitely feel like my faith has been tested along with millions of other like Muslims, and even like non-Muslims actually, who just wanted to finally like, because they've just been so amazed at the strength of the Palestinians. They're like, what kind of faith is this that they have this? But I'm just saying, like most of us are not like that. They are honestly built so differently. They are built the biggest tests and trials, subhanallah, and we all salute them, and we all love them and pray for them all the time, because they are just incredible, next level incredible. I'm so grateful, guys, as well, that we're in this apartment. I'm so grateful that we're not having to go up and down the stairs all the time. Everything's like 5 steps away. I'm honestly could not be more grateful for like the living situation that we're in. It's just perfect. It's perfect for the first baby, because it's going to be so much less overwhelming to just have everything close by, inshallah. I'm overall trying to keep on top of like day-to-day housewifey things. I do struggle with like keeping on top of laundry and things, but I'm trying. And then even that, so I'm just like, if I'm struggling with us two, how am I gonna cope with like a little human beings who's like constantly being sick and like having punamis and all this stuff? Like, how am I gonna do it? But then I'm like, no, just breathe, practice your up breathing, okay, and calm down and just take it a week at a time, as you have been doing. Because again, like there's all these other rules which are like just like a picture of like the newborn, and then pop, and then like 1 year old, and it all goes so fast. I know it will. So I don't want to, as much as I can, I don't want to spend a lot of time stressing out and being anxious, when it's such a blessing to have this experience anyway. And I know those times are gonna fly by. Like I've seen it with my niece, I've seen it with my nephew, great that they grow up, and I hope I can watch this back. And I hope by the time I'm watching this back and I'm like a couple of months into motherhood, inshallah, I'm just like, this is a good little reminder for myself that even though I probably have no idea what's to come, time will pass really quickly regardless. So it's like trying to keep as much of a positive mindset as I can, so that I can soak it up in as much as I can. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. This is definitely a bit of a longer video, but I thought it'd just be nice to like sort of check in and be honest about how I'm feeling, like real time, some of my honest worries and fears, but also like excitement and joy. It really is a roller coaster. And on that note, I actually am on the 15th of November, inshallah, starting a online course. It's a 5-week course for Muslim mamas or mamas to be, on like the psychology of like raising children and like raising babies, which I'm so excited about. So I'll let you guys know how that goes when the time comes. That's gonna start next week. Perfect timing, literally 5 weeks. So yeah, I might have to end up missing the last couple. Let's see. By the way, this dress has just come out the wash, but I ended up spilling like loads of sauce on it last week. But well, update, here I am at 34 weeks, and I feel like I still am, alhamdulillah, I still am carrying like very neatly. It's a very cute bump. I'm almost like just waiting for the bump to just like boom. But I don't think so. I think we've been growing at a steady pace, and overall my growth chart with my midwife has been good. Okay, anyway guys, I'll speak to you guys very soon. I love it.